We have about 450 users using the ERP system that we have campus-wide. And from a report writing standpoint, we were on the old query builder. And in the last 12 months that we had it, which would have been the calendar year 2010, we had 8 people that actually wrote new reports, which they distributed to their staff. We had our initial training with the Entrinsik folks February 11th of 2011, and in the first 12 months we had 92 people writing their own reports, taking ownership of the data, understanding the data, going through all the training classes. Very happy campers. They no longer have to wait for the IT department to get around to doing their. We have a number of the executives on campus. The first person to actually really desire the dashboards was our Director of Human Resources. Our HR Director did not have a data analyst in her department and needed to understand what the KPIs, she needed to understand what the KPIs were, and she needed to understand what the outcome was. And so we created a dashboard report. We created a report for her and showed her how it was going to return the information, and then we made it very pretty for her, and then we embedded it on her desktop, and she was able to walk into a director's meeting and put it up on the screen and was showing gauges and bar charts with real-time runtime data on it from a report that had been run about 20 minutes earlier. And we now have a lot of converts who are asking for very similar pieces of information. So HR was our first one. Our Dean of our College of Arts and Sciences, we have 108 majors in our College of Arts and Sciences, and he's always looking for data on each one of the individuals. So we wrote him some very extensive gauges and bar charts for him to be able to use the analytics by grabbing a specific department, and he can see terminations, he can see HR data, he can also see the majors by class year, and the only thing that we will not put on a dashboard is grade point average. There's too much information. Well, they're getting real-time information out of the database. Going back to the HR issue, the issue that they were having was it was taking them 7 or 8 different reports, which, if they are not run simultaneously, would not tie out to each other. They would have different results depending on the information that their staff was entering throughout the day. This way, using a dashboard that runs on a scheduled basis at 10 p.m. and it's good for the prior month, there's no change in the data, it always ties out. No matter how they are looking at the data, it's always the same number of records. So that certainly makes reporting for them a lot easier and saves us a lot of phone calls. The product itself is so easy to use. The fact that the entire manual, it's a single manual, there is no administrative manual versus an end user manual versus somebody who's in the middle of the road manual who may need to have different modules explained. There's one place to go to it, and we have used the manual as our training guide, where we print out these 10 pages and say this is the beginning of your training and the next 10 pages is the next training, and depending on what they want, everybody has access to that training documentation. We have not limited anybody's access to that, and people are taking to it like lemmings.